right, here we go.
You did good. Have fun.
Raise.
No, thank you. Any problems, let me know.
All right, guys, ready to run Sportsman? You guys are up. Brittany, Josh, Scott, and Joshua.
Scott?
I use the front row. Over to your left. Left front one. All right. Over there.
Scott?
There you go.
Brittany?
There you go. There you go. And you should have one more, right? There you go. All right. All right, turn marshals are going to be drivers from race number 3. That will be James, Tate, Mason, Vince, and Kyle. All right, hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. All right, get off that line real quick, guys. All right. Let's do this. Off the line, off the line, off that line. All right, Brittany, check in, Brittany. Okay, thank you. Josh, check in. Scott, check in. All right, and Joshua. All right, thank you. All right, just do one practice lap, then we'll get going. Remember, everybody, racers, spectators, everything, we do got a special in the concession today, guys. It is Nacho Saturday. We got pulled pork and beef nachos. Sour cream, guacamole, all that stuff. All right, guys, let's slow them down. Let's bring them to the back straight. All right, this is going to be Raider on Sportsman, race number 1 out of 3, round number 1. This is the first round of qualifying. Remember, you guys are racing against the clock, not each other. Remember, slow is fast. All right, looks like my turn marshals are ready. My drivers are ready to run Sportsman. Here we go. We're kicking it off. Superstar Saturday, race number 1. Brittany, you are going on the horn in less than 5. Josh. Scott. And Joshua. And we're off. Race number 1 out of 3, round number 1. Ready to run sports. Remember, guys, slow is fast, and when you do crash, do not hit that reverse. Make sure that your turn marshal is getting you. This is only the first round of qualifying, so remember, you're racing against the clock, not each other. Coming up on that 1 down, 3 minutes to go. .225 on the clock, and it is Joshua right now in the lead on a 9-lap 419 pace, and Scott in second on an 8-lap 4 flat, and Brittany in the third on a 3-411 pace. And we got less than 2 to go, less than 2 to go. Scott with a fast lap of a 27.9 that last lap around. And Joshua right now, your leader, and Scott right now in the second. Both are on a 9-lap 427 pace. We are down to 2. 1:20 on the clock. Up next will be Independent Stock Buggy. Aaron Wells, Ina Ganick, Arnell Ganick, Scott Setzer, and Jason Hall. Thank you, sir. And right now we got 1 minute to go on the clock. $25 seconds. Third race, he's up. Race is over. Keep going until I tell you you're done. Scott, you are done. And Joshua, everybody's done. Joshua takes the victory, sets the early TQ. 8-401, and Scott coming in second, 8-404. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you. Scott, I need you down here, one of these cones down here. No, over here. I need you over here in front of the driver's stand. There we go.
Just getting done with some repairs. I'm overwhelmed.
All right, guys, let's slow him down. I need Aaron and only Aaron to check in. Thank you. All right, all my drivers are ready. Let's get them gridded up to the back. All right, guys, this is independent stock buggy race number 2 out of 3. This first round of qualifying, round number 1. Aaron Wells, you are going on the horn in less than 5. Ina. Arnell. Scott. And Jason. And we're off race number 2 out of 3, round number 1. Once you guys get a couple laps down, I'll go in the race order. And right now we're coming up on that 1 minute down, 4 minutes to go. It's right now, it is 1 down, 4 to go. It's Scott Setzer right now in the lead on a 14.518 pace. Ina in the second on a 13.521. Jason Hall in the third on a 12.519. Arnell in the fourth on a 10.501. Aaron in the fifth on a 9.519. 3:30 on the clock. Scott last lap 21.3. Ina last lap 23.4. Jason 20.1. Arnell 22.5. And Aaron 26 flat. Two down, 3 minutes to go. Still Scott right there on that 14.511 pace. Jason 13.522. Ina 12.501. Ina now moves back up in the lead with that 21.1 last lap around. Jason Hall now in the third. Arnell Gannick in the fourth. Last lap 22.5. He's on a 12.516 pace. Aaron Wells last lap 33.4. He's on a 10.526. 3:25 to go. Less than 2 to go. Less than 2 to go. Up next will be Stock Buggy, race number 3. Scott last lap 21.3, Jason 20.5, Ina 22.2, Arnell 21.9, and Aaron 28.1. And Aaron Wells with a new fast lap in lap number 8 with a 22 flat. And we got 1 minute on the clock, guys. 1 minute to go. And right now, as Jason Hall is pushing for that early TQ, he's only 5 seconds off that leader. Scott right now, the leader, 14.509. Jason Hall, 14.511. Now make it 2 seconds. And Ina in the third on a 14.521. Race is over. Keep going until I tell you you're done. Aaron, you're done. Arnell, you're done. Jason, Ina, you're done. And everybody's done. Jason Hall takes victory, sets early TQ. 14.513. Scott Setzer coming in second, 14.519. And Ina taking the third, 14.525. Followed by Arnell and Aaron. Good race.
You're over there for a night. Yeah, does that come with weed and some? Oh, wait, you see? No, it literally backs up to MLK Boulevard. You didn't know that? Not that I know of, except the one over the bridge. You don't like that one, huh? Okay.
Is he wrong?
Well, I'm just letting you know that just make sure everything's locked, please.
Annie.
There. No. I'm sorry. Sorry, you should have called me, but I would have told you. Just go. Just do what it is. Just go there and see how it is. What's the worst case? No amenities. No amenities there at all. Okay. None out of my house. So, yeah. I got a 50 amper sitting outside. Plug mine. Gonna move my motor onto the driveway. I'm always recording. Well, I can move my motor home over. I gotta move the trailer. I gotta like. Yeah.
All right, we need another turn marshal, guys.
And so it's probably about, if I back you right up to my motorhome, I just move the trailer, you can probably pull right into my motorhome, unhook your trailer.
All right, looks like everybody's checked in. Let's pull them up to the back straight. Oh, no, I'm waiting for Kyle. Sorry.
Move mine out of the way a little bit, slide it in, because it's probably can't be more than 20 feet to the back from
Giving Kyle a minute.
to the outlet, buddy. You want to try it? As soon as Danny gets done racing here, I'll go home and
There should be a cone over there. Yes, sir. Yeah.
We'll see it. Let me call a wife and stuff like that. Okay. Well, no sense to come here. Just go to my house. Well, Danny's got one race to go, 4 minutes. So I'm gonna call the wife right now and then tell you guys are gonna head down there. You got the turnaround at the end, so you can just undo your. No matter what, I'd rather have you at my house. So just pull up alongside my driveway by the mailbox there, and unhook your car and trailer, and then I'll go. You can spin around down in the cul-de-sac with your motorhome and pull in the other way, and I'll move mine over. All right. I'll give her a call right now. All right, bye.
All right, just go ahead. All right, just got the word. Kyle's going to make it either later in the race or next round. All right, guys, pull him to the back straight. All right, guys, here we go. Stock Buggy, race number 3 out of 3, round number 1. Here we go. James Tate, you are going on the horn in less than 5. Vince. Mason. Danny. And we're off. Last race of the first round. And right now we are now at that 1 minute down, 4 minutes to go. Mason McCombs right now your leader on a 16.514 pace. Danny in second on a 15.505. James Tate on a 15.511. And Vince right now on a 15.513. Vince right now is 2 seconds behind James for that third spot. Mason last lap 19.2. Danny 20.1. James 20.9. And Vince 21.1. Danny with a new fast lap in lap number 4 with a 19.9. Mason 18.3 last lap around. Vince now in third, 20.8, and James Tate in fourth, 21.2. Vince with a new fast lap of a 20.3 coming up on that 2 down, 3 to go. And right now we got 2 down, less than 3 to go. Mason on a 16.511, Danny on a 15.502, Vince on a 15.511, and James Tate on a 15.519. Mason, new fast lap, 19 flat in lap number 6. Danny with a 19.8 in 5. And Vince now moves up into the second. Danny down in the third, and James Tate in the fourth. James Tate right now is 1 second behind Danny for that third spot. 2:20 to go. And Danny now moves back up into the second, and Vince down in the third. Vince right now 1/10 of a second off Danny for that second spot. Coming up on that 2 minute mark. And James Tate now up in the third, Vince down in the fourth. Less than 2 to go. Mason on a 16.511, Danny on a 15.513, James Tate on a 15.516, James Tate 3 seconds behind Danny for that second spot, and Vince McMahon in the fourth on a 15.517. Vince 1 second behind James for that third spot, and 4 seconds off second behind Danny. And James Tate in that. Now Vince up in the second. James Tate in the third. Danny in the fourth. 1:15 to go. Danny right now 1 second back off a third behind James Tate. And James Tate 1/10 of a second off of Vince behind for that second spot. Mason all alone on a 16.513 pace. 1 on the clock. Thirty seconds to go. Five seconds. Race is over. Keep going until I tell you you're done. James Tate, you're done. Vince Mason, you're done. And everybody's done. Mason McCombs takes the victory, setting early TQ with 16.514. Vince taking second, 16.519. James Tate taking the third, 15.520. And Danny in the fourth, 15.523. All right, good racing, guys. That's it for race number 3, round number 1. We're going to do a 25-minute intermission. We'll go into round number 2. Remember, track is open for practice. And also, guys, we are having Nachos Saturday today, so go see Yvonne in the concessions. All right, guys, round number 2. Let's go. Ready to run sportsmen, Joshua, Scott, Brittany, and Josh. Turn marshals from race number 3 will be James Tate, Mason Vince, and Kyle Newhouse. All right, guys, slow them down. I need to get some people checked in. Bring them over here to the line, guys. Bring them to the line. Slow down, slow down, slow down. Okay. Hold on. Remote transponder. All right, I need, let's see, Brittany to check in. All right, all right, hold on, let's do the list here. Joshua, check in. Joshua. Excuse me. Scott, check in. All right. Brittany, check in. Oh, you're over there. Okay. Josh, check in. All right. And then as soon as Brittany comes around, I'll check her in. All right, guys, get them gridded to the back line over there. Get them gridded to the back. So anyway, that's... All right, guys, here we go. Race number 1 out of 3. Round number 2. Time to beat is 8 laps and 4:01, set by Joshua in round number 1. That is the time to beat. Joshua, you are going on the horn in less than 5. Scott. Brittany. And Josh. And we're off. Race number 1 and 3. Round number 2. Remember, the time to beat is 8 and 4:01. One down and 3 minutes to go. It's Scott right now, your leader on a 9:15 pace, and he is ahead of that TQ by 1 lap. Joshua in the second on a 9:4:22. Josh in the third on an 8:4:29, and Brittany in the fourth on a 5:4:29. 2:35 to go. Joshua 29.3 last lap around, and Josh 27.4. Scott 35 flat last lap. Remember, this is just the second round of qualifying. You guys are racing against the clock, not each other. Also, guys, it is Nacho Saturday, so we do have nachos, beef, and pulled pork nachos down there in the concessions. Go see Yvonne for details, and make sure you are taken care of tip-wise. She did drive a long way for you guys. And right now we're at that 2-minute mark. Up next will be Independent Stock Buggy. You know who you are. And it is Joshua and Scott right now battling out. Scott right now your leader. Joshua in the second. Josh in the third. Right now we have a battle for all three. Scott, Joshua, and Josh. Joshua in the second right now. 5 seconds off that leader. And Joshua right now is 4 seconds behind second, behind Josh. And 5 seconds off that leader. Less than 1 to go. It is Scott and Josh right now battling it out. Josh right now your leader, and both Josh and Scott are headed to TQ. Now they're both on a 9-lap 4:27 pace, and Scott on a 9:4:28. Scott 2 seconds off that leader with 40 seconds to go. Five seconds to go. It is Scott, Joshua, Josh, and Brittany. Race is over. Keep going until I tell you you're done. Joshua, you're done. Josh, you're done. And waiting for Scott and Brittany, and there they come down the back straight. Scott, you're done. And there is Brittany. Everybody's done. Scott taking the victory, setting a new TQ, 9:4:30. Joshua 8:4:03. Josh 8:4:08, and Brittany 4:4:32. Up next, Independent. Turn marshals, you guys should be already out here. I need turn marshals from that last race. My drivers are ready to go. The DeLong family, where you guys at? There we go. All right, guys, here we go. Race number 2 out of 3. Round number 2, time to beat is 14.513, set by Jason Hall in round number 1. You guys can get him graded up to the back, guys. Unbelievable. All right, remember, time to beat is 14.513, set by Jason Hall in round 1. That is the time to beat. Jason Hall, you are going on the horn in less than 5. Scott. Ina. Arnell. Aaron. And we're off, ready to run. Independent, we're off. Race number 2 out of 3. Remember, time to beat 14.513. Hold on. And right now we got 1 down, less than 4 to go. It's Jason Hall right now, your leader on a 15.508 pace. He is 1 lap ahead of that TQ from round 1. Aaron Wells in second on a 13.502. Scott in third on a 13.505. Scott 3 second. Now Ina now up in the third on a 13.508. Scott on a 12.5 flat and Arnell on a 12.510. 3:30 on the clock. Jason Hall last lap 20.6, Aaron 23.9, Ina 22.7, Arnell 22.9, and Scott Setzer in the 5th last lap 28.1. 3:15 to go.
Trying to talk.
2:30 on the clock, 2:30 to go. Jason Hall, 15.514. Ina, 13.501. Arnell, 13.519. Scott in the 4th, 13.522. He is 3 seconds back off of third behind Arnell. Aaron on a 12.510 pace, 2:15 on the clock. Jason last lap, 23.5. Ina, 25.2. Arnell, 24.4. Scott, 25.2. Aaron, 22.1. That is the running order with Scott Setzer now moves up in the 3rd, Arnell in the 4th with 2 minutes to go. 1 minute to go, guys. 1 minute to go. Jason Hall still your leader, and he is ahead of the TQ by 12 seconds, 14.501. Ina still in the second, 14.519. Ina 18 seconds off that leader. Arnell in the third, 13.509. Scott Setzer in the fourth, 13.511. Scott Setzer 2 seconds behind third, behind Arnell, and Aaron 12.502. Jason last slot 25.9, Ina 27.9, Arnell 24.7, Scott 25.1, Aaron 22.6. Up next will be Stock Buggy, race number 3, last race of the second round. Race is over, guys. Keep going until I tell you you're done. Jason, you're done. Scott, you're done. Arnell, you're done. Ina, you're done. And everybody's done. Jason Hall takes victory, setting new TQ, 14.503. Ina's 14.521. Scott Setzer, 13.507. Arnell in the fourth, and Aaron in the fifth. All right, I need a couple more turn marshals. Let's see, Aaron. And you're substituting for your dad? Okay. If you can get either that cone or that cone down there, okay, we'll be good. All right, guys, let's see, where's Aaron? There he is. All right, we're going to give him grid to the back, guys, grid to the back. Hold on. All right, guys. Race number 3 out of 3. Danny will miss this round. All right, guys. Here we go. Race number 3 out of 3. Time to beat 16.514 set by Mason McCombs in round number 1. That is the time to beat. Mason McCombs, you are going on the horn in less than 5. Tate, Kyle. And we're off. Race number 3 out of 3. Remember, time to beat 16-5-14. Right now we got one down, less than 4 to go. Mason McCombs right now your leader on a 16-5-11 pace. He is 3 seconds ahead of that TQ from round 1. Kyle Newhouse in the second on a 16-5-13. Kyle Newhouse right now 2 seconds back off of Mason. And there is Kyle Newhouse, your leader right now, in the lead and ahead of the TQ by 1 second. Mason McCombs in second on a 15-5-01. Vince on a 15-5-02 and James Tate on a 14-5-18. Kyle last lap 19.6, Mason 21.9, Vince 20.3, and James Tate 20.9. 3:15 to go. So anyway, that's 2:35 to go. 2:35 to go. Kyle Newhouse last lap 19.9. Mason 19 flat. Vince 19.9. James Tate 19.8. And Mason McCombs right now your leader, and Kyle Newhouse in the second. Kyle Newhouse right now 2 seconds off that leader. And Mason McCombs now on a 16-5-16 pace, and he is just 1/10 of a second off that TQ. And Kyle Newhouse is on a 16-5-16 pace as well, just 1/10 of a second off that leader. So both of them right now are on a 16-5-16 pace, and now Kyle on a 15-5-01, so he dropped back a little bit. Less than 2 to go. And Vince right now in the third, 2 seconds back behind Kyle for that second spot. 1:45 to go. So less than 1 to go, guys. Less than 1 to go. It is Mason right now, still your leader on a 16-5-18 pace, 4 seconds off that TQ. Kyle 15-5 flat, Vince 15-5-05, James Tate 14-5-16. Mason last lap 19. Now Kyle, your leader, last lap 19.8. Mason 23.6, Vince 19.7. And James Tate 20.2 with 25 seconds on the clock. Race is over. Keep going until I tell you you're done. Mason, Vince, you're done. Kyle, you're done. And everybody is done. Kyle Newhouse takes victory 15-5 flat. Vince 15-503. Mason 15-505. And James Tate 14-515. Mason still your TQ holder from round number 1 with 16 and 514. All right, guys, we're going to take a 25-minute intermission, and we'll go into round number 2. I'm sorry, the mains. I'm sorry. And I'm going to set them up right now. What's she going up there for?
Check up on everything. It's just a well check, a wellness, not a well check, but a checkup.
Yeah.
You know, check up on when she was there last and everything, and how she's progressing, and if she's doing better, what's going on, or if they found stuff or whatever. If they do any tests, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Oh, man. Yeah, so... All right, guys, we're going to close it down. We're going to shut it down. We are going to go into the mains. And up first is going to be Ready to Run Sportsman. There's Brittany.
Scott.
All right, guys, ready to run Sportsman. You guys should start heading on out here. Term marshals from race number 3. Let's see. Vince and Kyle are out there waiting for, it'll be Mason and James Tate will be the second term marshals. Do me a favor, when you get that in your car, cross that line for me. You're Joshua, right? Okay. There you go, Josh.
Thank you.
He went to the house for something. I don't know what it was. Sure, yeah, right on the back. All right, guys, we're going to get him gridded up. All right, slow him down, slow him down. Let's bring him to the back straight here. Let's get him gridded up. All right, guys, ready to run Sportsman in our mains. All right, guys, in that very first spot today with a qualifying time of 9 laps and 4:30 in round number 2, it is Scott DeLong. In the second spot, it's going to be Joshua DeLong. In the third, it's going to be Josh DeLong. And in that final spot, it's going to be Brittany. All right, looks like we're all ready. There we go. Ready to run Sportsman, race number 1 out of 3. Let's see if Scott can TQ and win. Here we go. Everyone on the horn in less than 5. And we're off. Race number 1 out of 3. Let's see what happens. Concessions will be closing in 5 minutes, guys. Concessions will be closing in 5 minutes. And that looks like that's Scott right there coming down that back straight. Crossing that line, there he goes. Oh, we lost a tire. Somebody, the whole front end came right off. And that's Josh right there in the second. And it looks like it is Scott. Looks like Joshua is out. Yeah, it's broke. He broke it in his car. So it's going to be Scott, Josh, and Brittany. That's going to be the running order. So it looks like Brittany will be getting to the podium. We got 1 down, less than 3 to go. Yeah, that whole front end is mangled. What did you hit? 2:30 to go. There's your leader right there, Scott, right there in the lead. And right now we're at that 2-minute mark. And right now, Scott with a big lead in this race, 1:45 to go. Josh in the second and Brittany in the third. Up next will be Independent Stock Buggy, race number 2. There you go, thank you. And right now we're at that 1-minute mark, guys. 1 minute on the clock. Thirty seconds. Remember, yeah, sorry. Five seconds. Race is over. When you cross, you're going to be done. And there's the group now coming around, going to the back straight. And there is Josh. When he crosses, he's taking second. Josh, you're done taking second. And there he comes. Scott DeLong going to take the TQ and win today. Scott DeLong TQ'd in round number 2, and he takes the win. And we're waiting for Brittany right there. There she comes. She's on the pipe. And there she is, Brittany taking third today. Good job. Thank you. Thank you, sir. All right, just waiting for the rest of my turn marshals. Thank you, Bear. All right, my drivers are checked in. Just waiting for Joshua and Josh. Guys, there's 5 50-cent hot dogs left if anybody wants them. All right, guys, let's get them gridded up. Waiting for Josh and Joshua. All right, in that very first spot, while they're waiting for them to come on out, in that very first spot today with a qualifying time of 14 laps and 5:03 in round number 2, Jason Hall. In the second spot, it's going to be Scott Setzer. In the third, Ina Ganick. In the fourth, Arnell Ganick. And in that final spot, Aaron Wells. Joshua DeLong and Josh DeLong. I need you guys out here. Where's your dad? Oh, there he is. I'm sorry, I didn't see you. Didn't even see you over there. All right, here we go, guys. Independent stock buggy. Let's see if Jason Hall could take the TQ and win. Here we go. Everyone on the horn in less than 5. And we're off. And there is Ina. Oh, and they're all tangled up right there. All tangled up. Ina Ganick right there pulls away. And that's Ina Ganick right there in the first. Jason Hall right there in the second. Scott Setzer in the third. Aaron in the fourth and Arnell in the fifth. And Aaron now pulls up into the third. Scott Setzer down into the fifth spot. Arnell in the fourth. And right now we're coming up on that one down and 4 minutes to go. And right now, one down, less than 4 to go. Ina Ganick right there in that purple and white coming down that back straight is your leader. And there she is crossing that line. Ina Ganick, Jason Hall right there. Oh, and now Aaron Wells right there in the second. And Arnell in the third. And right there, Jason Hall. .3:30 on the clock. It is Aaron Wells right there. You're in the second. And Jason Hall in the third. Arnell right there in the fourth. And Scott Setzer right there in the fifth. And right now we have a battle for position right there between Aaron, Jason, and Arnell. And now Scott is now starting to catch the group. And that goes Aaron Wells right there down that back straight, crossing that line. He is in the second spot. And right now we got 2 down, less than 3 to go. And right now, Jason Hall, your TQ holder from round number 2, he is trying to get up in that second spot. Right now they're trying to catch Ina. And Jason now moves up into the second. Aaron Wells down in the third. And there they come, 2 and 3, right down the back straight right there. Oh, and they're tangled up. And Arnell moves up into the third. And Aaron Wells now down in the fourth. So it's Ina, Jason, and Arnell. That is your 3. And right now we're at 2 minutes to go. And right now Ina is pretty dialed. She is holding their groove. Up next is the last race of Stock Buggy. You guys will be up. So it's Ina and Arnell right now. Arnell in the second, Jason Hall in the third. 1:20 to go. It's the Ganics right now in the lead. They're your two leaders. Up next will be Stock Buggy, race 3. Anybody in the hobby shop? All right, hobby shop's going to be closed. Why? And right now we got 45 seconds to go. And oh, they're right there. They are. Ina flipped it, but she caught it. And Arnell is there, and Jason Hall right there. There they go. 1, 2, and Jason Hall moves up into the second, and there they go. Ina and Jason Hall down the front straight. And 25 seconds to go. Jason Hall is your TQ holder from round 2. He's trying to win this race. He's trying to take home the TQ and win. Arnell right there in the third. So we have the battle right there for the lead. Oh, and Ina got bumped right there in the jump, and Jason waited for her because that was driver etiquette right there. And this is going to be the last lap. Race is over. When you cross, you're done. Let's see what happens. Oh, and Jason Hall tags the pipe. And there they come right there, right over the jump, and then coming. Oh, and Jason Hall upside down, and Ina Ganic is gonna take the win. Arnell Ganic into the second, and Jason Hall in the third. Good race that was. So it's Ina taking the win, Arnell Ganic taking second, and Jason Hall taking the TQ and win. What a finish. Aaron Wells taking fourth and Scott taking the fifth. All right, last race of Superstar Saturday. Here we go. All right, everybody's checked in, just waiting for Jason Hall. No. we got we got you. I don't know where Jason went. Can I get a volunteer term marshal out there, please? Scott, maybe Scott or somebody? Oh, there's Jason. All right, guys, let's get him graded up. All right. In that very first spot today with a qualifying time of 16.514 in round number 1, Mason McCombs. In the second spot, it's going to be Kyle Newhouse. In the third, Vince McMahon. In the fourth, James Tate. All right, looks like everybody's ready. All right, turn marshals are ready, drivers are ready. Let's see if Mason can take the TQ and win. Everyone on the horn in less than 5. And we're off. Oh, and your leader's upside down. And that will catch up James Tate right there, who's running right there in second. Oh, and Mason's now starting to pull away again. Vince McMahon right there in the second, and Kyle Newhouse in the fourth. 1 down, less than 5 to go. Hey, what's up, George? And they're all tangled up right there. And Mason McCombs right there, your leader and your TQ holder from round number 1. And I think that is Kyle Newhouse right there in the second. Oh, in the third, I'm sorry. James Tate still. It's Kyle Newhouse in the third and Vince right there in the fourth. And right now we're coming up on that 2 down, 4 to go. And James Tate right there coming up right behind Mason, trying to make a move for the lead. 3:30 to go. It is Mason, James Tate, Kyle Newhouse, and Vince. That's the running order. Vince right there is coming up right behind Kyle, trying to make a move for that third spot. And Mason and James Tate right there are holding strong in their positions, but James Tate is catching Mason. And right now we're at the halfway mark. .230 on the clock, 2:30 to go. It's still Mason, James, and Vince McMahon up into the third. Kyle Newhouse down in the fourth. There's Vince right there coming down that back straight. Kyle right there in the purple in that 4th spot. And we got less than 2 to go.
4. 5:30 for a table. George? Yes. Yes, and a table, please. Perfect, thank you. See you then. Bye. Okay. I said 5:30 because sometimes I'm a little slow. What did they say? Yeah, they take reservations. And the special is
And right now, Kyle is now back right there behind, right behind Vince McMahon, trying to make a move for that 3rd spot. And we're getting close to that 1 minute mark. And there it is, 1 minute to go. It's still Mason, James Tate. Oh, and James Tate there right behind Mason. They making that move for the lead. And there we go. James Tate right there. Oh, trying to take the inside, but Mason closed it right off. Oh, and Mason almost rolled it there. Can James Tate take this win? Let's see what happens. 30 seconds to go, and there they come. Mason and James down the back straight. And Vince and Kyle right there battling out for that 3rd spot. Oh, and James Tate upside down. And that gives Mason some room. And Kyle also upside down, so that gives Vince McMahon some breathing room right there in that 3rd spot with 5 seconds to go. And they'll get one more lap in. Mason and James Tate races over and across. You're done. And Vince, you're done. You taking the 3rd. Kyle's done. Will be taking 4th. And it looks like Mason McCombs is going to take the TQN win. And James Tate, it will be taking the 2nd spot. Good race, guys. Mason taking the TQ win. James Tate taking 2nd. And Vince taking 3rd. All right, guys, I'm going to come out there with the awards.